Couple of things that I wanted to cover from part one. I kept saying Arizona Draft League. I'm aware that the Draft League teams are all in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. For some reason, I kept inserting the word draft for fall. Anyway, I think at one point when I was reviewing it before I posted it, I said something like same difference. The Arizona Draft League. See, I just did it again. The Arizona Fall League and the MLB Draft League. What I meant by same difference was they are borrowing players from other teams for this kind of special either showcase or extra work in the fall. And the only other thing that I wanted to talk about before we jump into the next 30 teams to advance. So all the stats that I was complaining about, all of that stuff's gone. This is day two. Really excited to see how much of this map gets filled in. First wheel spin of episode 2. Memphis Redbirds. Memphis Redbirds are all by themselves, going to the southeast. From the center of the logo, that's this county. Just about as isolated as can be. There are more isolated teams out west, but those counties tend to be very large. This is a lot of upgrades. You could have the Incredible Hulk by the time they run into any of these. I've already set up their roster. Best player is Michael McGreevy. It's a 48. Michael McGreevy is going to improve movement. That is the first time that has ever been picked. Raw movement versus right-handed batters, going to 456, and he's moved up to a 49. He's already number 1. Let me go ahead and do that. And I'm going to add a photo, but skipping that part of the video. Sangdong Giants. Let's see if we have a West Coast landfall. As stated in the first video, after the first day, we had landfall from Canadian, European, and Dominican teams, but no Korean teams. So let's see if it happens this time. This is their logo. They're going to be attacking Northern California, or their parent team, or the LG Twins. Yeah, they're going to attack their parent team. First game of day 2. Set up the rosters the way I always do it. More than likely, this team's going to have lineup issues. Not as bad as we've seen, but still deficient. Switch over to the Lottie. I don't know how to pronounce this. Lottie Giants. Set up their team. Heavily favored, for reasons you can see yourself, even though I've got part of the screen cut off there. The away team, Korean Futures, Sangdong Giants. I gotta fix Sangdong's lineup. As usual, taking the worst pitchers on the team and just throwing them into the lineup. I don't know what this means. I think it means is he already playing? Taeyong Lee. Oh, military service. Wow, that's fascinating. Game ends 7-2. They actually scored. They were being no-hit through the 7th, and they managed to scratch together 2 runs at the end. I got to record these stats, and 2,300 people were at that game. That is a record so far for this thing. The lowest was a Dominican game that was 55. 55 people were at it. But most of these have been minor league teams versus minor league teams, usually very low minor league teams. So we're talking like 200 people, stuff like that. So 2,300, no major league teams have played yet. 2,321 people is a record that will be shattered at some point. Okay, the Sangdong Giants are gone. And the West Coast still remains unmolested by the Koreans. Figure out who's joining the Lottie Giants. Let's look at their organization here for a second. We've got, okay, this kind of looks like a AA team to me. Best pitcher is Sewung Park, who just won player of the game. Let's look at, it'll be the second guy. Okay, so he's got a 34. And he's a relief pitcher, so also be finding a picture of him and Sewung Park. Coming over to the Lottie Giants. And that was hard to see a change, but it happened right there. Okay, let's look at their pitching staff. We'll do this. And Jin Park, middle relief. Normal usage. Where's he rate here? Middle of the pack, kind of on the lower end. Okay, so some depth to the Giants pitching staff, and you can see they're up to 26. Let's do one more for today. Ogden Raptors. I believe that's in Utah. Yeah, we might have the Salt Lake Bees going in a second. No. Someday the logos will be that big. They definitely need help with a AAA organization in their backyard. The Chukars to the north. Best player is Rolando Gutierrez. He's a 34. Infield arm. His infield arm is a 47. We're going to go to 144. And now his infield arm is at a 72. His overall profile remains the same. Going to get a picture for this guy. You'll see it someday. Let's see if these guys have a legit lineup. They do. They have a real team. The Oklahoma City Comets. There's not many teams in Oklahoma. In fact, a grand total of 2. Are they going to approach Tulsa or are they going to head south? All right, the Comets are a AAA team in the Pacific Coast League, and their best player is River Ryan, who is one of the better players we've seen so far. He's got a 50 rating. Let's see what goes up. Turning double plays. I'll withhold my comments on that. By saying that, I'm making a comment. Turning double plays. 135. No surprise, it stays at 50. Why are they in a well, maybe some teams are already in a 3-man rotation. All right, so River Ryan, who apparently also hits, will be the top guy in the rotation, and we'll see if they put him in here. I don't know if this game does that. Let's find out. Yeah, they've got him playing center field. Okay, I cannot get my screen size correct on this thing, so let me show you here. There's River Ryan, first in the rotation, last in the batting order, playing center field. DSL Orioles black, probably attacking an unprotected part of Texas. Yep, they will be hitting this large county here. And as usual, these teams that don't have logos yet, some will, I bet, I'm willing to bet, they'll remain white until they can reach the other side of the chessboard, and the pawns will become queens. Orioles black, best player on the team is by far Adrian Delgado, the 33. Oh, and by the way, while I'm sitting here, I'm going to tell you that I could not find a photograph of the Ogden Raptor player Rolando Gutierrez. I found a couple, but they were watermarks all over them, and I'm not going to use those. 50-point upgrade goes to 33. I bet he goes up here. 163. Yeah, went up to a 34. Yeah, he's rocking this ability right there. So I'm sure he's already the closer. Yeah, he is. Let's go ahead and do this. Okay. On a couple occasions, we saw closers get moved into the rotation, but that did not happen with him. Somerset Patriots. All right, they're in New Jersey. Ooh, some teams getting closer to New York. We get the Yankees and the Mets. Someday. Those random colors appearing everywhere. I love it. Cam Schlittler, the 47. Top pitch ability will be going up. His top pitch is a cutter. It's going to go to 456. See what that did to him. 47 to 50. That's pretty nice. No surprise. Oh no. AA affiliate of the Yankees. It's going to be a short run for them. I believe all the teams that have been shorthanded, I think we've had 3 of them. They're 0-3. Filling in the remaining roster with the worst pitchers on the team is not a winning formula. Cam Schlittler will show up somewhere, though. He'll be on somebody's team. Next up, the Inchin Landers. Whoa. We could have a Dodger matchup here. We have a Padres, Los Angeles Angels. We could have Dominican. We could have parent team attack. I'm dying to see a Korean Futures team play the Dodgers. Come on. Come on. That's the literally one direction you can't go. In the last part, I said that the 5 second DSL teams that got picked randomly, I put behind the line. Actually, 3 of them went behind the line. The other 2 I was able to fit into the front line. Come on, Dodgers. Dominican? Maybe? From the middle of the logo down. Yeah. DSL Marlins 2. It's not going to be the entertainment fest that I thought it was going to be. I mean, we just got a wall of major league teams here. Inchin Landers. Let's see how messed up their team is. It's like the other ones. Not bad. This is not as bad as it has been. Marlins 2. They have a full roster. They're awful. Wow. Let's fix this up. I don't know. I wasn't paying much attention to the Korean ratings. Actually, I didn't pay any. I assume they look like this or slightly better. Let's see what this looks like. So the Koreans have 2 position players over 30. Dominicans have 1. I say Dominicans, but this guy is from Venezuela. Much better pitcher in Korea. I think the Koreans are going to win this game, despite the lineup trouble. Worst pitchers. Wow, look at all. Now I know this is military service here. When I was destroying the 65 and 70 person rosters of the Korean Futures teams, I should have looked for the military service thing and taken those guys out first, but I didn't. That's okay. You know, these teams are going to struggle to have success regardless. So we need a center fielder. That's just going to be this guy automatically. And we need a shortstop. All right. So Mr. Park going to be a shortstop. See how we line up. Yeah, the Koreans have the advantage. All right. I've got the screen set up properly for this game. And I'll go to the 5th inning. See what happens. Wow. All right. We're going to go inning by inning here. Inchin jumps way out in the 6th. Marlins 2 running out of time. And oh my God, they came back. It's another Korean team out of business. A whopping 173 people showed up for this. All right, one of these Koreans will be joining the Marlins 2. Just updated the stats. Korean Futures teams falling down all over. DSL Marlins 2 already have a front row seat to the continental United States, so they're going to stay where they are. If the Padres Gold ever defeat one of these teams, I'll move them just like I did the Pirates Gold, but I don't see any reason to mess with that. Player of the game was Cesar Garcia, the right fielder. He's 17, 5'9", went 3 for 4, hit a double. No errors for the Koreans. Again, we're seeing a lot of nicely adapting pitchers being shoved into other roles. Best player on this team is Ro Woon Lee. There he is. See where he stacks up. Ro Woon. Wow. I think Christian Rueda just lost his job. Yeah, he did. Rueda moves to the setup, and wow, the Marlins too pillage a closer from Korea. I believe we've already passed 7 teams on. We're going to 30. Sioux Falls Canaries, and if memory serves, these guys are sitting out in the middle of nowhere. They take their first step out the door to the east, slightly north. I'm not even going to move there. They've got more space where they are, so I'm going to leave the logo where it is. I have never commented on it, but I've seen ratings as low as 6 on some of these teams. We have that to look forward to in a future mismatch somewhere. Christian Cosby is our guy. Movement. He's got a 40. So 445. 40 to 42. Christian Cosby's got a photo, and we're ready to move on. Knoxville Smokies. I just realized we're able to read the team names. Now, of course, these aren't the only teams that are left. Since round one, every team goes at least once. You can go twice or 3 times if you're attacked, and like in some of the crowded areas. There is another list being developed of teams that have gone in the first round and moved on, and this will get smaller and smaller, and then all of those teams will reappear. North. Knoxville's AA team. This is a pretty nice roster compared to some of what we've seen. Lowest player on the team is a 36. We've got a tie. We got a closer and a reliever. And we're going with, I believe, the reliever. Trevor Richards is the guy for the Smokies. Infield arm. Okay, so we had a 42. 42. Not surprised. Pitching staff. There he is. Trevor Richards becomes the closer. What a mess. Wow. Okay, these guys look really good, but then they've got this problem. Next up, Sioux City Explorers. Back to the Midwest. This time we're going to be in Iowa. There we go. Kyle Marmon. Control. We have to be patient with the fact that the beginning of this tournament is very slow, very peaceful. It's kind of like the early days of baseball. As George Carlin said, a 19th century pastoral game, and that's kind of what we're seeing right now. Is a lot of pastoral, a lot of empty counties being filled in. That's fine. This is you know, it's the calm before the storm. These guys are done for round one. There's nobody near enough to attack them. Next, the Florence Yalls, back to Kentucky. Oh, there they are. Oh my god, they could play Cincinnati. The major league teams have been expanding. There's, I think, 3 of them so far. The Dodgers, the Braves. Dodgers, Braves, there were 3. Oh, the Tigers. Yeah. But none have appeared in a game yet. We have an opportunity. It's a slim one, but that arrow points anywhere north. We're going to see the Reds beat up on the Florence Yalls or suffer absolute catastrophe. This is what we've been waiting for. I'm going to reconfigure the screen so we make sure we see the whole thing. Oh my god. They're in the Frontier League. Their best player is Armani Smith. Oh my god. Hey, Edgar Martinez. Yay. Let's check this out. Okay. We're going to march out Ty Good. Ty Good's a 29 rated starter. I'm really sorry if you're a fan of the Florence Yalls, because it's over. It's over for them. Or we're about to see the most shocking upset. Shocking upset. Let's see. They've got, they've got a real team here. At least they've got every position filled. So from the Frontier League, which is at the bottom of the list here, this is a very appropriate first match for the game, for the first major league team against a team in the Frontier League. Hunter Green is going to start. So we got a 60 rated pitcher going against a 29 rated starter. The worst player on this team is better than the best player on the other team. The Reds even get home field advantage because they're being invaded. Wow, look at Florence, a little upstart here. We got the leadoff man and the cleanup hitter are more highly valued than what the Reds have. It's got to be prospect-wise. I mean, it's 33 versus 53. I don't understand this in situations like this. I don't know. It's probably a lot more complicated than I'm used to thinking about. Like one number is higher than the other number. There's probably multiple factors. This will break the attendance records. I mean, the fact that it's this Florence team, that's going to drag the attendance down a little bit. But I think our record attendance is 2,200. I'm going to go inning by inning here, just because this is kind of what we've all been waiting for. Very lightly attended game. We'll go to the second, and it's 5-0. Yes. Yes. Okay, let's do a half inning. All right, Florence is being no hit. Ty Good on the mound. Let's see what happens. Let's watch a little bit of this game. So we're gonna sim the at bat. Okay, we were in the second inning. There's one out with a man on first. That's trouble. Elly De La Cruz. Another walk. Bases loaded, one out. Tyler Good has pitched an inning and a third. Bases are loaded. This should get one run home. No. All right, Tyler Good's in huge trouble. Bases loaded, but 2 outs. He got out of it. Yeah, he got out of it. Bases loaded trouble. You got out of it. All right, we're going to sim to the 5th. 15-run 4th inning. That's what I'm talking about. They're still being no hit. Okay, when I first tested this game to see if this was possible, if I could actually do this, I ran a sim against, I think it was a complex team, Arizona complex team versus, I think it was the Padres, and the Padres won 15-0, and the pitcher threw a no-hitter. So these little teams need to work up to this. You cannot debut or even play in the first stages of this tournament. You cannot play a major league team. Let's do one more inning, see what happens. Oh, they tack on. Oh, Florence got a hit. Who got the hit? Who got the hit? Reeves. Overall of 23. Should be ashamed of yourselves. This is fun. Oh, wow. Florence is maintaining their dignity in the back half of this game. We got this guy on the mound now. 22 rated going against a major league roster. Let's see what happens to this guy. Walk. Little flare to left. Okay, 2 on, no out. That's a... Oh, I thought that was going to be a double play, and it went all the way through. Bases loaded, no outs. Evan Webster in trouble. That's a double play. They could have gotten 4 outs in the last 2 hits. What a mess. Well, let's do one more. Walk. What a horrible choice. Okay, upon further review, the video looked like he was safe by a mile, but checking the transcript of the game, he was out at home. Evan Webster throws it away, cracking under enormous pressure. You know, just get the ball in play. Your team's not going to score 25 runs in 2 innings. Got another walk. Why is this guy still on the mound? Okay, bases are still loaded. Florence played that pretty well. 2 outs, bases loaded. It is 24-0. And we walk a run in. Yay! That was my specialty when I pitched. Jake Fraley. Oh, called strikes. Disappointing. Alright, I've had my fun. Let's finish the game. I'm going to miss the Florence comeback. Really nothing happened. 25-0. Florence got 3 hits. No errors. A complete disaster. Elly De La Cruz, player of the game. 9,700 people showed up. 18 strikeouts for Hunter Green. he launches himself into first place. I think the person who's in first right now is from a Dominican team with, I think he had 12 or 13. That record has been blown away. 2 hits in 7 2/3. We have a whole bunch of home runs. 6. Yeah, the Reds hit 6 home runs. Tyler Good lasted 2 2/3, allowed 5 hits, 5 walks, 2 home runs. Threw 64 pitches in 2 2/3. These guys have been laid to rest. Find out who's going to survive. Basically, this team was just blown the damn hell away, and we're going to get Armani Smith, a left fielder. Armani Smith is now a Cincinnati Red, straight to the majors from the Frontier League. He's destined to be an extreme backup. Armani Smith, you are a Cincinnati Red. Later, when like packages of players are changing hands, it's going to be fascinating. Let's see where Armani fits into things here. Here he is, the 3rd left fielder, and he's on none of the pinch running or pitch hitting lists. But he's on the team. You know, like I said before, if the Reds get in a situation where they're in the 19th inning against somebody, Armani Smith could be the guy. How is he fast? Okay, can play right. I would call that average speed. Okay, just because it's the first time this happened, I wanted to show it. Here's the Cincinnati roster. It's up to 26 now. It says 50, but it can go higher than that. I don't know if it'll need to, but it can. And there's Armani Smith, happy to have made the jump. And keep in mind, all his former teammates have vanished, and he will live on. Okay, so if the Reds ever get beat, all the players that they've captured from other teams and their best original player will transfer to whoever beat them. Armani Smith is going to be around for a while. Dominican White Sox. Interesting. They are right across the water from Pensacola. More than likely, they're going to be attacking their neighbor Dominican teams. All right, making landfall in Alabama, Florida, possibly playing the Pensacola team. From the center, it's totally the Yankees. So DSL White Sox versus DSL Yankees. All right, I think you can trust me to set up the teams. I don't have to show you. I'm also not very interested in this game, so certainly pales in comparison to the last one we saw. So we're going straight to the complete game sim here. And we have a Dominican Yankees victory, one-run victory. Okay, the Yankees are going to inherit a catcher or a closer. They're getting the catcher. Steven Flores, catcher, and he's a 28. All right, oh wow, he becomes tied for the 3rd best player on the team, but there's a catcher in front of him. What are the freaking odds? Okay, unfortunate for him, but he should get to play quite a bit. Let's update this. Okay, well, he's the backup DH, he's the backup catcher, he's the 3rd pinch hitter. Plus, he's on a team that's still alive. Dominican Yankees become the 5th or 6th Dominican team to make it to the next round. I think only 2 have made landfall. You know, they're kind of successfully attacking each other and getting better. Charleston River Dogs. Oh, this is the team that's bordering Hoofddorp. This is just an upgrade. They can't go out in the ocean, so we'll go upgrade here. They get closer to the Augusta Green Jackets, and this is definitely going to improve the visibility of their logo. Wow, they have a mega stud on their team. TJ Nichols, the 44. Holding runners. 44 to 143. 45. It's going to be tough for the Charleston River Dogs, but if they go up against Hoofddorp, they are very likely to win and perhaps add a position player. Well, they need a catcher, mainly. Philadelphia Phillies, and I think they're in a crowded area. Come on. Oh, they're not. I mean, they are, but definite buffer around them. Well, that buffer is about to get smaller. North. Okay, they're headed toward the Blue Claws. Bryce Harper. Okay, he's going to become a better first baseman. Infield error to 127. What was that? 71. 71 to 73. Bryce Harper gets better. Let's set these guys up for the future. Bryce Harper is the man for the Phillies. Stockton Ports, way out to California. There's a huge chance we could have our first team that goes twice for the San Jose Giants. We've got Korean teams lurking on the horizon shortly. Oh, I don't think that does it. Maybe middle of the logo. Yeah, this little area. We have our first team that's going to go twice. It's a landmark moment. This is the first time that my notes will come into play. I'm taking notes on every one of these teams that advances to make sure that the rotation is correct. So the Stockton Ports are going to start Su-Chen Sha. It's a 33. Look like they can field a real team. All right, San Jose Giants started Spencer Miles in the first game. This is going to be Darian Smith's game. They've won a game. So these guys have 26 guys on their roster. They inherited a relief pitcher, Charlie Bylinson, from the Modesto Nuts. So he is their setup man. So Darian Smith goes today. It should be evenly contested. It looks like San Jose is a little bit better. The away team is Stockton. Darian Smith. Okay, all that checks out. It looks like San Jose is going to kill these guys. Let's jump to the 5th inning. Stockton. Yeah, every game except that Cincinnati game kind of goes the opposite direction I think it's going to go. Let's go to the 8th. Stockton is beating the crap out of them. Let's finish the game. Stockton makes an epic statement here. 15 hits to 5. San Jose commits an error. Stockton wins 8-1. And San Jose loses the opportunity to be the first team to go to 2-0. Stockton's pitcher just shut everybody down. He allowed the one run, they took him out, and this Hammond guy took over. 258 people showed up to watch this game. Stockton is going to have a huge presence on the map. Okay, so this is the first time this happened. This is pretty awesome. San Jose Giants have been defeated. They have imported Charlie Bylinson from the Modesto Nuts. So he's going to Stockton, but so is the best player on their original roster, which is Marcus Johnson. I was hoping that it would be Spencer Miles, but he's way down here. So there's Spencer Miles' picture. He's out. These two guys are moving on. So we're about to figure out what Marcus Johnson looks like. Stockton is inheriting a 38 and a 36. We'll see how these guys look when they get there. Stockton's bullpen is definitely getting beefed up. And you're going to the Stockton Ports. Bylinson now on Stockton. No upgrades, just a straight up swap. And San Jose is out of commission. So the Ports now have 27 players, and the 2 best players on the team just showed up. Closer and setup, man. They've got their last 2 innings locked down. It's very interesting. Let's update this map. This is going to be impressive. Milestone moment for the tournament. Up next, Tampa Bay. I was just looking at the map of Florida and realizing there are so many teams packed into Florida, and we've had almost no action down there. This is going to be weird though, because Tampa Bay is kind of like San Francisco. They're on a weird spot. They're in this peninsula that I split. They can only attack this team. They can't cross this water. They can't go out here. So I don't know who this is. I'm about to find out. All right, so we're going to have the Tampa Bay Rays versus the Clearwater Threshers. I have identified this blob. Here we go. Get these guys set up just in case there's a upset. They're ready to go for the whole thing. Jake Eddington getting the start, 90 pitch limit. They have a massive pitching staff. The Rays attacking. They are the visitor. Florida State League will be the Clearwater Threshers playing at home. I've got a position to fill. It looks like shortstop. Let's go through 3 innings. 2 innings to the 3rd inning. That's what I meant. Not bad. Let's go to the 5th. Okay, things are getting ugly, but Clearwater has managed to scratch a run. Let's go to the 8th. Oh yeah. There's going to be a lot of statistical updates on this. I think the Reds hit 6 home runs against Florence Yalls. They had a pitcher with 18 strikeouts. I wonder what's going on here. Let's look at the box score. Rasmussen, 12 strikeouts so far. He did allow a solo home run. So somebody from the Threshers did get the best of him. Guillermo Rosario. Maybe he'll be the person they inherit. At 28, I don't think so. How many home runs do we have here? Oh my god. Brandon Lowe with 2. He still has time to get 2 more. Back to the game. 22-1. Let's see if this can be... Let's see if they can beat the Cincinnati's 25-run lead. We are in, let's do the 8th inning. No. And the end of the game. 23-2. All right, I want to point out a couple of facts here. Game took over 5 hours and 185 people were there. I know the game was in Clearwater, but, it's not far. It is the, ground zero for Tampa's fan base, and still they're having attendance issues. This is embarrassing. The Reds, I know they were playing at home, but they drew, 9,000 against a team even worse than Clearwater. That's kind of sad. Tampa Bay's getting a prize here, and it's Jake Eddington. Jake Eddington called up to the majors, straight from Clearwater. There it is. Happy day for him. Gotta find his photo and get him properly positioned. Let's figure out what he does. Jake Eddington goes into long relief, avoid high leverage. Mop up. He there's so many minor league teams in Florida that there's a chance that he will make an appearance in mop up duty. He is the worst person on the team, but he is still around. He's also the youngest person on the team. We're over halfway done. Charleston and Dirty Birds. West Virginia gets into the mix. They have 2 teams. Charleston's not near anybody. Best player on the team is Kavius Sampson. Control versus right. He was a 45. And now he's 46. Moving on. Florida Complex League Marlins. We're going to have a game. Either they're going to attack their own namesake or they're going to have a fairly even clash against the Blue Jays. Just can't go south. That's going to be the Marlins. A lot of Major League Baseball teams suddenly in play here. Florida Complex Marlins versus the Miami Marlins. This is going to be a disaster of epic proportion. Max Meyer gets the start. Xavier Edwards leading off. All right, Max Meyer versus Aiden May. The rookie league team is the Invader. Okay, so the rookie team got a hit in the first inning. Let's see what these guys do in the first inning. Equal so far? Let's skip to the 5th. Oh my god. Max Meyer's still on the mound. The Marlins are producing no offense. Alright. I figured it would bust out at some point. Michael Perez on the mound for the Complex Marlins. Oh my goodness. I didn't even see that. I was looking at the pitching change. 5-3? This is embarrassing. Miami needs to find a way to score like 20 runs in the next 3 innings. Okay, that's kind of embarrassing. The Marlins basically kind of struggle. I mean, if they hadn't had that second 5-run inning, they do pile up 17 hits, but this is nothing like the demolitions we saw in Cincinnati and Tampa Bay. I wanted to point this out. 7,800 people came to this game to see the Marlins play the Complex Marlins, and up in St. Petersburg, nobody could, only 200 people bothered to go see the Rays play the Clearwater Threshers. Yikes. All right, the Complex League Marlins are going to be sending their best player to the Miami Marlins. This is exciting for somebody. 34 rated, straight to the majors. There you go, pal. 26 players, that's what I needed to see. All right. He is the worst player on the team by a good margin, so don't expect too much action here for him. Long relief, avoid high leverage, mop up, but it's another arm that they have just in case. Here's our guy, remaining alive while the rest of his teammates vanish, and there they go. Yuba Suter High Wheelers. I don't know where this is. Yuba City High Wheel. Oh, the High Wheelers. They're out here. Yeah. Northern California getting some more action. No game this time, but see if they move closer to the A's. Okay, this is going to be a big territorial pickup for them. Sharing a slight border with the Reno Aces. Probably not a good thing for Yuba. Bates and Bess, a closer or a first baseman? Who's the eternal upgrade? Number 2. All right, the first baseman. Cuba Bess. Bunting for hits. I wonder how fast this guy is. He's okay. He's not Ricky Henderson, but he can run. Okay, bunting for hits. That's certainly not a thing he's good at, so... he's from Grand Junction. Sorry. I had a bad time in Grand Junction once. Nothing against the people. I don't know anything about the people there. Just a bad time. Bunting for hits. I don't even know where it is. Here it is. 70. He's still not going to be very good at it. 32. He remains at 32. And this. Florida Complex Cardinals. Florida's about to be a bloodbath. Here they are. Playing somebody. Pretty clearly, whatever this is. This is going to be Florida Complex Cardinals versus Florida Complex Astros. Cardinals are invading Houston Orange. If we've seen anything, it's the team that has the most pitchers playing different positions. Not necessarily going to lose, or even make an error. Left, center, and right. So both teams are going to have pitcher playing shortstop. I really don't care about this, so full game. Houston beats the snot out of the Cardinals. Okay, so, and there's 2 errors. The shortstop DH tandem for St. Louis went 0 for 8. A real mess. We had a guy for Houston, Bryce Betker, go 5 RBI. We had another guy with 4. 15-4. Jose Gonzalez, player of the game. He walked 3 times. Okay, he essentially went 5 for 5. We need these other teams to bring some more color to Florida. Cardinals' best player, Joseph King. Now an Astro. A complex league Astro Orange. Best player on the team. Beautiful pickup for the Astros. Beautiful pickup. He will start their next game. Hartford Yard Goats. Pow. There they are. That was easy. All right, Hartford. Hartford's Gabriel Hughes. Movement. It's a good one. He's a 2, 45, 419, 47. Rapidly approaching the end of the second episode. We've got, I think, 9 more teams to advance. Frisco Rough Riders. Let's go. Okay. I forgot they're actually kind of nudged over from the Rangers a little bit. This will be an upgrade, and it's one that they're definitely going to need. Being a AA team going southeast, I'm going to give them this little one. I think that's where it hits from the center. If this bothers anybody, I'm not being too careful with these borders that I wipe out to make them look nice or anything. Eventually, all the borders are going to be gone, or at least most of them. The borders are there to be wiped out, I guess is what I'm trying to say, so I'm not too concerned about keeping them neat. Whoa. Didn't this guy finish the World Series? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the guy who was on the mound when they won the World Series in Arizona. This is a nice little addition for Frisco. Of course, the only team in their vicinity is the Rangers. They're gonna probably face the Rangers before they face Cleburne. Gonna get improved. It's the old turn double plays. I love it. I'm not complaining. 80. So he's 50. He's still 50. Turning double plays. He's getting better at it. Still not great. It's getting better. Okay, he's their closer. Oh my god. If they go north, they're playing the Cubs. They're playing somebody because they're surrounded by teams. I believe on all sides. Maybe to the southeast, they're not. All sides. And we've got anywhere from 11 to 1. You're playing the Cubs. We could have the first major league team eliminated on day 2 of round 1. Of course, knew this was a possibility, and I really hope they don't. They have a much bigger chance of playing the Joliet Slammers. These guys have the most ridiculous and wonderful logo. I don't want them to die now. I also am really charmed by the Chicago Dogs. Enough stalling. This is a huge, huge moment. Please don't go north. Oh my gosh, is that the Chicago Dogs? Yeah, I'm going to call it the Chicago Dogs. Oh, man. As bad as the White Sox were this year, they're going to, I was going to say eat these guys alive, but they're actually hot dogs. So a sock eating a hot dog is kind of a weird image. Look at the optimism I have by setting up their rotation. Connor Curlis is a 38 rating. He's going to get the start. They have a team. We've seen so many teams shorthanded in their lineups. This one's ready to go. Featuring a guy named Johnny Turbo. I love this guy. Okay, Johnny Turbo. He's not the best player on the team. Clint Coulter. He's 36. He's a good left fielder. Clint Coulter playing first base at 40 is about to find himself on the White Sox unless things go horribly wrong here. I guess I should have hoped for a Chicago Cubs White Sox game. I'm a Cubs fan, and taking the chance against the White Sox of going down this early, I might lose interest in this whole project. That's an overstatement, but I would be very disappointed. I'll put it that way. Shane Smith. No picture. How low rent. What? Am I in the right? Yeah? The first 2 pitchers don't even have... Oh my god, this is like a AA team. Okay, the leadoff hitter at least has a picture. Wait a minute. Oh, I wish the Cubs were playing these guys. I don't want them to get any better. No wonder the White Sox were so awful. Man, I wish they had a little Johnny Turbo action, but I guess it's possible that we could see an insane thing happen here. I mean, they are the invader, so not their home field. I don't know, man. 38, 49. They got a couple of players who can do some things. The first four in their lineup are decent. Let's go. We're going inning by inning on this one. Come on, Chicago Dogs. I'm rooting for you. The end of the first, they're losing 2-1. Hang in there, guys. Hang in there, guys. Come on, Connor. There you go. Connor Curlis. Oh my god. Come on, Chicago Dogs. Ah. Curlis got blasted. Come on, let's get some offense. This is going to get out of control right now. Well, they got a couple of hits, but no more runs. Man, this is wild. God, they need... Oh my god, here we go. We might have to go batter by batter here. So the White Sox are hitting. I'm going to go to the next... I'm going to go to the bottom. 5-2. Well, Texas Leaguer, Chicago Dogs have a man on. Man on, no outs. Here at Impact Field. Ball 4. Oh my god. The tying run is at the plate. Oh my god, get down. Ah, jeez. Balk. 2 men in scoring position. We're a base hit. We're a good base hit to a 1-run game. Pop up to the second... Oh, graphics were weird on that. I thought it was a pop up to second base, and all of a sudden it drifted into right field. I'm not crazy. 2 outs. Tying run at the plate. Who do we got here? We've got Brantley Bell. Let's go, Bell. 3 pop-ups in a row. Are you kidding me? Major league pitching. I think we could call that major league pitching. In this tournament, I have seen AAA teams better than the White Sox. Okay, the White Sox broke it open. 9-2. Let's finish the game. 9-2 it is. Player of the game, Shane Smith. 1,000 people managed to come out for this in suburban Chicago. Chicago Dogs are gone. This was the first team's logo that I saw, the Chicago Dogs, where I was like, I gotta do something that involves even these tiny teams. And here they are getting ejected on day 2. Shane Smith now has a picture. He was the player of the game. I get pictures of players of games, upgrades, and imported players. We got to say goodbye to Johnny Turbo, who did go 2 for 4 in that game. Bravo to Johnny Turbo. Best player on the team, Clint Coulter, as we've already discussed. Clint Coulter will be headed to the major leagues, straight to the majors from the Chicago Dogs. Major leagues. Clint Coulter. And by the way, I don't hate the White Sox. I was really rooting for an upset there. I live in Denver, and so when the Rockies roll themselves out, the only team worse than the White Sox right now, I don't think anybody's directly bordering the Rockies. There's a couple of minor league teams in the vicinity, but nobody touching them, I don't think. So they're going to get a couple of upgrades before they have to face anybody, but they got a long way to go. And improving one person is not going to do much. Where's Coulter? Coulter is not the worst player on the team. He came from an American Association team, and he's not the worst player on the White Sox. There are 3 people worse than him. Just a mess. Gosh, I hope the Cubs can attack the White Sox in this round. I really think that needs to happen. This just looks like easy pickings. All right, so where did Coulter go? Oh, backup catcher. Okay, so he's the backup of the backup catcher. He's essentially the bullpen catcher. He's the 3rd string first baseman, 3rd in pinch hitting. The White Sox are going to have an epic border with the Cubs now. It's going to be a lot closer than 11-1. No choices here. I'll just take a shade of gray. R.I.P. Chicago Dogs. Well, we have one version of the Cubs. Oh, playing the ACL Padres. These are just teams trying to build themselves to something meaningful. Whole game coming up right here. 16-5. Looks like Cole Mathis will be going to the Padres as the Arizona Complex League Cubs cease to exist. Let's see if Cole Mathis has anything to do with improving the Padres here. Well, he's in the upper echelon of players. Cale Fountain, I'm sorry, but it looks like you just lost your job. Oh, he moved to DH. Okay, Cale Fountain. You'll be sitting in the dugout all day, but you will get to hit 4 or 5 times. Dodgers Mega. Are we going to attack Texas, or are the Dominican team's going to continue to eat themselves? And they're going to eat themselves. Royals Ventura versus Dodgers Mega. All these Dominican teams arming themselves before they actually attack Texas, etc. Once again, I think only 2 Dominican teams have even made landfall, and they were unopposed. That's the thing. Most of these Dominican teams are going against unopposed areas, and they're still avoiding that. They're picking up improvements on their own. 15-3, we got a KC blowout. Best player on the poorly named Dodgers Mega is this 29 rated closer. I'm sure the Royals are just dying to get a hold of. Better to be alive than dead. Ventura, Dodgers Mega is gone. Transferred from Dodgers Mega, Yuli Angel de la Cruz, I'm gonna guess. A 29 rated. I thought this guy would be middle of the pack on the team, but he's the best. How the heck did Kansas City score all those runs? Kansas City picks up their 26th player. They're gonna probably throw him right into the closer position. Yep. Just wiping out the Dodgers Mega. I had high hopes for them. If one of these teams that's already gotten through gets attacked and eliminated, we still have to hit 30. So we could get bonus games. We'll find out if we can. The Wilson Warbirds. Going west, they're going to unlock this larger county. All right, Wilson Warbirds, who's your best man? We have 2, Sam Garcia or Quentin Lowe. Okay, we're going to go with Mr. Garcia. Movement right, 336, 37 rated. I think we have 4 left. Bristol Vetra. This is a British team. It's pretty close. I'm going to call it this county in Maine. Not a game. Well. 9. This is super important. Okay, so number 3 is a left fielder. Matas Sergaitis. Ay. Okay, they're going to get 1 game. Hopefully there's a lefty on the mound. Okay, he was a 22. And he's still a 22. He's so low that even assistance in putting the ball in play to a left-handed pitcher doesn't really help him. Oh, look at this. He went from 1 to 4. Oh my God. There's a high school baseball team down the street that could probably beat these guys. I'm not being mean. This is insane, though. Okay, Bristol Vetra has made landfall in Maine. I'm sure the locals are terrified. Maybe they can scratch together some church softball league teams to deal with this threat. Sorry to say that I scoured the internet, could not find an image of Matas Sergaitis, who was upgraded. So when we see Bristol Vetra face off against the local Episcopalian church league team, sadly, he will not be visible. Let's wrap this up. I think we've got 3 teams to go. The Worcester, the Woohoo Sox, I believe is what they're called. I'm not sure what happened, but this is the team that used to be Pawtucket, or Pawtucket folded and this came into being or was promoted or something. I'm not sure. But when I was planning this out, I was excited for Pawtucket to be part of it. And then my brother informed me that Pawtucket didn't exist anymore. Luckily for them, they are insulated from Boston, so they don't have to worry about that. Okay, so wow, 349s. Hunter Dobbins, Romy Gonzalez, Patrick Sandoval. Figure out who it's going to be. Starting pitcher Patrick Sandoval. Okay, control. He almost got infield range. 49. Okay, now they have him at 50. I haven't even done anything yet. Okay, I'm going to ignore that. So, control 421. Okay, you can tell he got something. Weird, the game decided to give him the point before I gave him the points, so that's great. Already have a picture of him. Let's do this. Patrick Sandoval will be their starter, Hunter Dobbins, and then Brian Bello. Very decent bullpen. Let's see what happens with these guys. All right. I just realized I didn't spin the arrow to figure out where these guys are going. Okay, the other Dominican New York Yankee team. Oh, we've got all sorts of opportunities here. It is definitely the Marlins. DSL New York Bombers versus the Miami Marlins, who have already won a game. So this is San Jose Giants Part 2, except now it's a major league team. And the Marlins are not good, but they're not straight 20s. Second time to be in this stadium. I'm going to play the first 4. Here we go. All right, Miami. I was hoping for like a no-hitter through 4. Let's go to the 8th. There it is. A 1-hit, 17-run lead. 19-0. Proper. That's how you do it, White Sox. Okay, we're going to have some bonus content for this episode because the Marlins had already qualified for round 2 and they just knocked off the challenger, so we're still sitting at 28 teams have advanced. We have accomplished thinning out the ranks of the Dominican teams a little bit more. Rafael Arias will be moving to the major leagues. So the Marlins are the first team to get, they've moved past 27 now. They've moved past 26. When I started this, I lowered all the rosters to 25. The Marlins have climbed up to 27 now. So we've barely started, and the Marlins have already added, they're the 2 worst players on the team. In fact, the guy they just added is the worst player on the team. Let's factor him into this stuff. Rafael. Oh, Rafael. Long relief. Both of these guys, long relief, avoid high leverage, mop up. You don't have to waste a quality arm in those roles. That's the name of the game. 2 more to go. Unless we go back to Florida, and then we could have another Marlins game. Cleveland Guardians. Yes. Major league teams getting involved. Okay, they can't go over the water. We have multiple options, all of whom I feel sorry for. Yeah, okay, that one works. Here's the Guardians roster. Tanner Beebe is going to start against Lake Erie. Shane Bieber will get their second game, which I presume they're going to get. Setting up the lineups here. Not much changed. All right, let's see what these guys look like. Top player 35. Set them up for a long run. Anthony Escobar fated to play this game. Michael Brewer is their closer. He may not see the field. Here's our matchup. A surprising number of favored crushers in the lineup. I really don't understand how that works. How is a 29 better than a 49? Half inning here. Cleveland goes up 2-0 on 4 hits. Beebe takes the field. He's got a no-hitter. Wow, he loses it in the second. Let's go deep into the game. 16-1. All-time record for runs in an inning is 15 by the Reds. 19-3 in the 8th. And let's finish off this game. Big comeback for Lake Erie here. All right, the Guardians win 19-3. Tanner Beebe pitched 5 1/3, 11 Ks. Michael Brewer did not see the field. Going to leave his teammates behind and ascend into heaven. Major League Baseball. Cleveland Guardians. So Michael Brewer goes up the road, jumps onto a major league roster. Is going to be the worst player on the team, but he's not going to be too far off from what I remember. Yeah. He's certainly not going to be the closer. Michael Brewer, mop up long relief. Cleveland and Cincinnati taking their corners. And then we say goodbye to the Sioux Fall Canary logo. Padres gold. Seems like every other game is a Dominican League team. I am so glad I didn't put all 60 of them in there. It's 35 instead of 60. I think they're down here. Padres gold. Okay, so there's a wall of DSL teams in front of them. We're going to have a game. And it's not what I thought it was going to be. We're going to be going... So if Ventura wins... Actually, no matter who wins this game, we're still going to have 29 teams. Yeah, and these guys are ready to go. And they've got Yuli Angel de la Cruz added to their team. And David Rodriguez is scheduled to pitch the second game. Everything is running smoothly. Kansas City Royals Ventura are 1-0. Player of the game last time was Warren Calcano, and they inherited this guy. I'm going to sim this one up to the 8th inning. I want to see if De La Cruz comes in. So 9-6. We might see him. There's Calcano. Oh man, this is awesome. Calcano has the chance here to become the first player to win player of the game twice. A 7-run third. Calcano. Daniel Jose Lopez is outshining him. 9-6. Hey, De La Cruz is on the mound. Let's watch him throw to the first hitter, who is a fearsome 10 contact and power of 1. Let's go, De La Cruz. Struck him out. Oh man, this rules. Let's do another one. This guy's even worse. Jose Verdugo. Come on. Oh, he walked him. This guy's even worse. This team is... We're at the bottom of the order on a Dominican Summer League team. Come on, Cruz. And that's an out. Okay. Cruz is going to save the game here. Best player he's faced so far. Moises Valdez. And that's trouble. Oh, he's going to allow a run. Wait a minute. Verdugo didn't go home on that? Oh my god. Oh, he walked him. De La Cruz is having trouble. The bases loaded, 2 outs, down by 3. Or from the Royals' perspective, they're... Come on, Cruz, get out of this jam. Into the... And the right fielder doesn't know what he's doing. And this looks like a bases clearing triple. It is a tie game. Yuli Angel de la Cruz struggling. Well, hung around long enough to give it away. Still tied in the 10th. We have a new pitcher. Still tied in the bottom of the 10th. And the Royals walk it off. Calcano goes 1 for 4. Probably not the player of the game. Could have made history. First person to get it twice. Daniel Jose Lopez. Player that's going to the Royals, Carlos Alvarez. "27 players. Not the big pickup that they got last time. All right, it's the return of that weird phenomenon where a player has one rating on one team and a different rating on another team. Kansas City gets a little deeper. Let's see where he goes. Oh, he's the 3rd starter now. Not going to argue with the AI coach. He'll be starting the next game. The grand finale of day 2. Lakeland Flying Tigers. Oh, wow. Okay, they're the biggest team in the state. 80% chance of a game. Lakeland Flying Tigers become the 60th team to advance and hang on to round 2. They are surrounded by teams that haven't gone yet, so when you occupy a bunch of space, it's more likely you're going to get to be a target. Nice. Second baseman Woody Hedin. Last time you'll see the Knoxville Smokies logo at the center of the wheel, for a long time anyway. 325. He was 39. He's still 39. We've got Woody Hedin batting third versus left. Batting third. Yeah, this is the progress at the end of the second round, and that's pretty much it. I will see you again for the third video. Stay tuned for statistical leaders.